Tonight is live discussion, aka girls chat. Um, Tonight's discussion, we're going to be talking about how to identify toxic relationships, and we're also going to be discussing attachment styles. There's four, but we're going to talk about two. Okay, um, and we'll just kind of go with the flow. And then afterwards, I will do a few readings because I'm not going to be on here long. So if somebody wants to stick around for a little quick reading, that is fine. Hey, Casey Love. I'm so glad you were able to hop in. You know, Casey, every time I see you, I think of that song. That song with what's the movie with Julia Roberts? Pretty Woman. That's the song I think of whenever I see you. I don't know why that song makes me think of you. I thought it was Ain't Your Time song. It's 7 my time, 8 your time. Pretty Woman, you know the movie with Julia Roberts. Hey, Tasha. Y'all, I'm tired today, but I was ready for this. I was ready for this discussion, though. How are you, love? You want to go shopping? I remember seeing that movie when I was a little girl, and I just thought Julia Roberts, she was the prettiest woman. I just thought, wow. But you know, it's funny that she's hey M. It's funny because she's a Scorpio. Julia Roberts is a Scorpio. I can see that because everybody was just like naturally drawn to her. Scorpios give off that they just have that natural sex appeal. I don't know what it is, but people just gravitate to Scorpio like that. Oh, does she, M? Right? She is. She's, you know what I've noticed about Scorpio women? It's like Scorpio women are those type of people who just they don't age. Yeah. They just don't age. I'm like, Scorpio, give me what you got. They age well. They do. You would never be able to guess their age because oh no. But you know, sometimes I feel like some celebrities, once they get into that, because it's a whole lifestyle, they see other people differently, which is sad to me when you think about it, because it's like we're divided. We're divided in a country that's based on being united, United States. We're very divided. Mm. I can see that. I can believe that. Hey, Valerie. Because, you know, we're divided by so many different things from economic status, tax bracket, popularity. Like, so many people have to jump through hoops to get jobs. And if they know someone who knows someone, then they may be able to get a spot because they're friends with the mayor, or they're the bank teller's cousin, or whoever it is. If they know this person or they're related to this person, they might stand a chance. But outside of that, it's like, no, you know. How are you, Valerie? It's just crazy to me when I think of that, because I'm like, even, even celebrities, we all have a starting point. Before you become a celebrity, that's just like before you were an adult, you're a child. So you understand what it's like to be a child. Well, before you become this multi-million-dollar celebrity, at one point you were an average person, an average Joe, working a regular 9 to 5 and trying to make it. Oh, you're welcome, Valerie. Yay! Right, Casey? Oh, I'm sorry, Em. I hate when stuff like that happens. Because it's like, it's just not fair. It's not fair. It's like, we'll put, how, like, even in cities, you have, like, this side of town, or over on that side of town, or over on the other side of the tracks. They stay over there. We stay in Jersey Shores. We stay over here. We stay over here in Beverly Hills. Exactly, Em. It's like that in a lot of small towns. A lot of small towns, it's like that. It's like that. But I remember somebody, it really is. I remember somebody telling me that, like, somebody that I grew up with, she works at a bank. And when I was asking her, how did she end up with a job? She was like, because my mom worked with another one of the people that worked at that particular bank. That's how she was able to get a job there, because her mom was friends with whoever it was. They grew up together, that type of thing. Not because she was actually qualified to do the job, which is like, wow, really? It's just weird to me. Right? Same, Casey. Same, Casey. Like, I feel even more motivated now. Like, when I have people who leave nasty comments or just are just hateful towards me, I feel more motivated to push harder, to do what I do harder. Because I'm not the type of person to give up. I'm going to be persistent. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to win regardless. So even if there's a few people that don't like what I'm doing, they can unsubscribe, they can unfollow. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm way further along. Right, Casey. Right. And people always, I've noticed too that people always have something to say. Like, let's say, for example, Casey decides that she's going to sell antique lamps. And then I decide that I'm selling antique lamps. My antique lamps are different than Casey's antique lamps. I'll have people coming at me. Oh, well, you're just doing that because Casey is doing it. How about I'm just doing it because it's something I genuinely like to do? There's nothing wrong with that. As long as I'm not stealing Casey's exact pattern, Oh, wow, Em. Yeah, people get jealous. People get really, really jealous because you're successful. They do. They get jealous because you're successful. And then it's like, you see people's resentment, because it's like they are jealous of the fact that you're doing well, that people are... that, people want to hire you. And so, Em, you're a very intelligent woman, and you're very skilled. So I feel like you could get a job just about anywhere, really. But some people don't have, they don't have that. They don't have those particular qualifications, and so you intimidate them because you're actually qualified to do what you do. A magic lamp. Yeah, this is an incense holder. I wish like I could do something magical with this little, this thing was so cute. I went to a metaphysical shop and I saw it and I was like, ooh, I want that. So I was looking for incense burners. Yeah. You're right, Valerie. Yeah. That's totally understandable, M, because I was like that. I was actually gonna screen I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna screenshot one of my old first tarot videos so y'all can see the difference. But when I first started, I was so intimidated, y'all. I can't tell you how nervous I was because I was like, nobody knows me, and I doubt it if anybody even watches my videos. And I doubt it if anybody even is like, what is she doing? So I was so nervous. And then when I first started actually getting more viewers, on my channel, and then there were other people who would come in and they would comment and say things, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. First I was like, whoa. I remember the first guy, he was like, he was like, you're too fat to have an opinion about something. And of course my sister came for him. She came for him. But I was just like, people are so rude. And it was almost comical to me because I was like, what does being fat have to do with reading tarot? Like, skinny people read tarot, fat people read tarot. If you can read tarot, you can read tarot. But I'm just like, you ignorant. You're just ignorant. Like, it was just an ignorant thing to say. But I was just like, I can't believe that the audacity of people sometimes. But people are like that. Like, some people just don't have anything nice to say at all. Like, no matter what you do. That's what my sister said, Em. She was like, he probably doesn't have a life. That's why he's over here on your channel, because he has nothing better to do. It literally makes no sense. And I was just like, well, here's the thing, y'all. No sense at all, right, Casey? You sat here and saw my fat face and watched the whole video. So why didn't you click off the moment that you realized that you had a problem with the way I looked? I mean, people are just like, people are ridiculous. They're just ridiculous. I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? If you don't like my face, then why are you watching my channel? Because you see my face in my thumbnail. So, like, make it make sense. If I don't like somebody's face in a thumbnail, I'm not going to click on the video. I mean, people are just, it's comical, y'all. It's so comical. Anywho, we are talking about, right, Em? I tell people this all the time. Get off of my channel. Quit following me. Like this morning, I was playing with reels and I made a reel. And so some guy comes in and he's like, well, she looks better without makeup. Sir, I clearly state in my caption, this was for fun. Right, Casey. It was fun. It was fun for me to do. Not because I gotta have makeup on. Outside of my brows being done at this point, I don't have any makeup on. But people are funny. People are just funny. But, because y'all know I get distracted, we are here to talk about identifying toxic relationships. And I want to stress the importance of like really taking your time and getting to know people, because a lot of times abuse is not like abuse in relationships with people. And this is any relationship, not just a like girlfriend, boyfriend type relationship, not just the husband, wife type relationship. But even in friendships, coworkers, relationships with coworkers and bosses can be toxic. Right, Em? Not at all. Not from him. Because, he's not my type. But a lot of times people don't recognize the signs of an abusive relationship, because when people think of abuse, they think, they don't think like this person is using me for their own selfish reasons. They only deal with me when it's convenient for them. They only want to deal with me because they can get something from me. Hence the unrequited relationships that we see all the time. And it becomes transactional. Like when I hear about like the narcissistic relationships, which I hate to use that word because it's just so overrated. But when you hear it, I think, man, oh wow, see, perfect example, M. Everything has to be this particular person's way. They want to control everything, every dynamic of the relationship. This person doesn't even give you the freedom to express yourself. And that's why I say it applies to all relationships, because it can be friends, it can be work relationship, it can be family, it can be a partner, like, an intimate partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. Anybody can be toxic. Now, mind you, because people don't come for me in the comments, because I'm not with the shits. All of us have toxic traits because we both have light and shadow aspects of self. I am not perfect. Sometimes I am impatient. Sometimes I am selfish. Sometimes I'm inconsiderate. It's not all the time, but when it's brought to my attention and I'm made aware of my faults and my shortcomings, what am I doing about it? That's the thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with other people, when you're in relationships with other people. When you're dealing with other people, you can see the toxic behaviors and the toxic patterns, but what are they doing to change that behavior? If you point out something to me that I'm doing that's toxic, it's my responsibility to change that behavior and say, you know what, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have behaved that way. And then make a change. You know what I mean? Because patterns don't lie. Patterns don't lie. But if every time you come to me, I make an excuse or I completely deny doing anything wrong at all. Oh, exactly, Casey. Exactly. And we are surrounded by toxic energy. We are surrounded by it. So you have to like we really have a full-time job keeping your vibration high or even getting it to get higher, because Earth is already a lower dimensional realm. It's already of the lower energies. So it's like trying to raise your vibration up. It's a challenge. So the last thing you want to do is surround yourself with people who are low vibrational, or what we call toxic, because those people will bring you down. It's the same thing as energy vampires. They drain the life out of you because energetically they're pulling from you. They want to complain. They want to use you to be an emotional dumpster. They want to tell you, oh, woe is me, and I'm just so tired of my life, and I can't stand my job. I hate my boss. My girlfriend, she get on my damn nerve. I can't take this no more. I can't pay all the bills. Every little thing under the sun is a problem for this person. Well, I'm not going because they don't have what I want. It's always something going on. Or they're gossiping about someone else's life. Well, I don't know what she bought that for. She can barely afford this. Sir, mind the business that pays you. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're surrounded by people who are like this all the time. The difference is, if it's someone that's close to you, you have the responsibility, a moral obligation to self, as well as to the person that you claim to love, to say, hey, I noticed this about you. That's a great way to put it, Casey. That's a wonderful way to put it. And you're absolutely right. When people walk in, some people's aura, their ethereal body, the body that's right outside of the physical body, is so powerful that when they walk in, you just feel the vibration that they're on. You can feel it. Some people, it's calming, it's relaxing, it's healing energy. Other people, it's complete chaos, disarray, high stress, high strung, crazy, chaotic energy. Like, you can just feel it. As soon as a person comes in, you can just feel it. I think a lot of people who do Reiki, they usually can pick it up. They can usually pick up your, whatever your aura, because everybody has a color. But yeah, you want to make sure that I was gonna say she has a very calming energy about her. Yeah, she has a very calming energy. But some people make you happy because they're happy. They make you excited because they're excited. And so that person can do a presentation at work, or that person can tell you about something and you're excited because they're excited. Hi, Empress. Welcome to the channel, love. So it's like, just keeping that in mind when you're dealing with people. I know for me, like at work, I wear essential oils because it helps raise my frequency, because sometimes I'm around lower energies. And when I say lower energies, I deal with people who have been in prison. I deal with people who have addiction problems. I deal with people who have high anxiety. And then I've dealt with people who are very quiet, reserved, those type of people who don't really say much. I have a wide range of people, so I try to protect my own energy. I keep selenite in my purse, and I keep selenite in my drawer at work. And sometimes the people that come to me, they're stressed. Which, I mean, of course, if you're looking for a job, that can be a very stressful thing. So that's why I try to keep my energy up, because I want to make sure, like KC said, when they come in, my energy is stronger than theirs. So they can feel, okay, she's here to help. Okay, Casey, love. We not going nowhere, honey. So I try to keep my energy up, so when I interact with those people, they can feel my energy, and they can feel when they come in, okay, I can talk to her. She's not abrasive. She's not going to be confrontational. She really wants to help, and it's hard because some people, based on how the person, like if I'm asking you, okay, so M, tell me about your last job. What was that like for you? Did you like the environment? What are you looking for now? And you're just like, I just need a job. I don't really want to answer all these questions. Do I really have to fill this out? Do you see do you see the energy that I'm saying here? And it's like, okay, I'm going to ask my questions differently, because maybe it's me. Okay, maybe I'm doing too much. So can you tell me what type of experience you have? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me what you would like to do? Like, because I'm here to help you, right? So I'm having to rephrase, and I'm having to regroup during the day, like 1,000 times a day. Because some people, and then there's some people, they sit down to interview and we have a great conversation. They're extremely cooperative. They're extremely polite. It's just like those energies, you know what I mean? Hi, Dragon Empress. Not currently at the moment, but after the live chat, the live discussion, we're talking about identifying toxic energies or toxic relationships, and then I'll do some readings after that. We're not going to be discussing it too much longer, but yeah, just hang around for a few minutes, probably in the next 15 minutes. but that's my point. Like, you have to be able to identify, okay, this person, and it's not necessarily always toxic. It's just sometimes some people were raised differently. So sometimes there's the cultural barrier. There's all kinds of the way the person was raised, how they interact. People from up north, East Coast are different from people down south, different from people in the Midwest, different from people on the West Coast, like from California, that area over there. Different. It's just different cultures, different personalities. So learning how to deal with different people. Now, in identifying yeah. Well, thanks, Dragon Empress. Appreciate it. In identifying toxic relationships, though, you have to be extremely careful because, like I said, abuse is not always physical. It's not always physical. It's not always verbal. Sometimes it's emotional abuse. So when I say emotional abuse, let me explain. Sometimes when you have, and here comes the attachment styles that I was talking about, we were going to talk about. You have an avoidant attachment style. An avoidant person, they tend to they're not a clingy person. They like their space. If they have something going on, they're really not going to open up to you. And avoidant attachment styles are people who are usually very emotionally unavailable. They don't really trust people too easy. It takes a lot for them to open up and actually trust someone because of whatever they went through during their childhood years. Because our attachment styles are formed within the first year of life. Okay? So that's one. So if you're dealing with somebody who has an avoidant attachment style, that person doesn't really like to engage in confrontation. They will avoid you. They will not really talk about what's going on because they just prefer to go at it alone. Now, they're going to still crave attention, but they keep you at a distance. So they're emotionally unavailable. All right. So then you have somebody who has an anxious attachment style. This person is always in constant worry about, are they going to fire me? Does he not love me anymore? Is he seeing somebody else? Like, the anxious attachment style constantly craves validation, seeking validation from an external party. They're constantly needing attention. They need affection. They're very clingy. That's more of an anxious, like, attachment style. Okay? So let's say you put those two people together. Y'all gonna clash, all right? Y'all are going to clash because you're like, I haven't heard from you. You haven't texted me back. Why haven't you texted me back? I text you all day and you haven't said anything to me. You haven't blah, 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 blah. And the avoidant attachment person is like, whoa, you're doing way too much. I need some time to think. You're coming on extremely strong and I don't like it. That's the avoidant attachment style. So, with that being said, you have to know what you're dealing with, right? It becomes toxic when each individual person is not attentive to the needs of the other party. That's where the relationship becomes toxic. Because if you know the person you're dealing with is avoidant, you have to be willing to work with that person and say, listen, I know that you need some space. I'm just looking to help you in any way possible. I'm just needing some clarity on what's going on. If you need me to get back with you later. And then it's the avoidant person's responsibility to say to the anxious person, because they know you're always worried. You're always concerned. You're always wanting to know what's going on and how they're feeling. They don't want to talk. So it's their responsibility to say, hey, I'm going through something. I will call you when I get out of it. I will text you later. I will, I struggle sometimes with communicating because I don't like dealing with things. You see what I'm saying? So when you know what you're dealing with, which is why it's important to take things slow. For those of y'all who be asking me about when new love is coming in, you have to be patient. Be patient to wait long enough for the right person to come in for you, because everybody's attachment style is different and everybody's personality is different and everybody is not going to match with you. As much as you want love right now, as much as you want to be in a relationship right now, now may not be the time for you. So you have to be willing to wait, right? Which is why we have divine timing. Wait for the right time for the right person to come in that is actually going to be able to meet your needs, meet your standards. So, forms of manipulation, constant needing to control or prove to you that they are right, which is very extremely annoying, because anytime you're trying to just express a concern or how you feel about something and the person has to always prove that they're right, you clash because you can't get a word in edgewise. The person is not receptive to what you're saying, or vice versa. You're not receptive to what they're trying to say. So then the connection becomes, the toxicity comes in. So you have to be, you have to watch it and be alert for that type of behavior. Somebody telling you what you can and can't do. And this is what I'm saying with the control. Well, you don't need to be doing this, or you don't need to be going there. I don't want you going there. Sir, ma'am, excuse me. At what point did you become my owner? Like, you have to set this is why boundaries are so important, because if you don't, people will walk all over you. So you have to be able to identify and distinguish between when somebody is just being concerned or they're just being controlling. There's a huge difference. Or the guilt tripping. Well, let's say that you wanted to do something different than they wanted to do, and now they're going to sulk around and be miserable all day because you didn't do what they wanted to do. But you constantly, quite frequently, do with what they want to do. But today you said, you know what? I don't want to go to the movies. I'm going swimming today. That's okay for you to do. You typically cater to the other person's need, but when they're not willing to cater to yours, toxicity. It's toxic, right? Or you listen to this person whenever they have something going on. They can always come talk to you. You're always that shoulder to lean on, but when you've got something going on, I'm busy. I can't talk right now. I'll call you back. It's always something going on when it's something with you. They don't want to listen. They don't want to sit down. They don't want to talk about things. The toxicity. So you have to learn how to identify those toxic patterns of behavior, because those are toxic patterns. And if you don't set boundaries, you'll get walked all over because that person doesn't see you as valuable. They don't respect you in that regard to consider, oh, you know what? Maybe she doesn't want pizza tonight. Even though I like pizza, she might want tacos. Maybe, even though I want to discuss the finances and what we plan on doing, we're planning on buying a home by the end of the year. Maybe she may not be on the same page. So maybe I should talk about it and see what she's thinking, getting on the same page and being able to communicate. This is why communication is one of the top 5 things you need to have in a healthy connection. Clear, consistent communication. Notice I said clear, consistent communication. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope that helps somebody. Verbal abuse is another one, where somebody is constantly always putting you down. Constantly putting you down. They never have anything uplifting, encouraging, motivating to say. That is toxic behavior. It's toxic. Or someone they always have a lot of drama surrounding them. Be careful if you deal with somebody who always has drama going on. They always have drama going on. They're never in a peaceful state of mind. It's usually they're miserable, uncomfortable, complaining, unhappy, ungrateful. If you've ever dealt with somebody like that, it drains your energy, because you're always trying to figure out, well, what's wrong today? Why are you so sour? You can hear it over the phone when you're talking to them. What is wrong with you? And they're like this constantly. Well, I lost my bag at work and I couldn't find it, and then this happened, and then when I got in the car, the check engine light came on, so I had to go take the car down to the shop to get checked out. Like, it's all, when I say always constant drama, it's always something bad happening. And then they'll complain about it, and it's like, well, I just hate my life. I hate everything that's going on. It's always a problem. Like, no. Change. That person has to choose to make better choices so that they can actually enjoy their life. They have to learn to appreciate and be grateful for what's there. It's like, you can't always be miserable all the time, because when you stay in that energy, you can't show gratitude. So you can't attract abundance to you because you're so miserable and so ungrateful for what you already have, But it's up to that person to say, let me step out of this toxic mentality and say, you know what, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have. I have the ability to do this. I can choose to do this. I actually can determine the outcome. Exactly. And you create your own blockages by being unthankful, complaining, being miserable, being in denial about things that you need to fix, that you need to fix, but you choose not to see it. Those are all toxic patterns of behavior, and it shows up in relationships. Selfishness, a lot of selfishness. Like I said, if you are receptive to listening and hearing your partner's version of whatever happened, or just listening to them talk about how their day went or how they feel about a particular thing, and then every time you say something, they're wanting to hang up the phone. Well, I'm tired now. I'm sleepy. I don't want to talk. I'm getting off the phone. Those are toxic patterns. Now, of course, it's totally up to you whether or not you are going to walk away from something that's completely draining you. They do, Empress. They do. And a lot of people, especially when they spend a lot of time with people, they have a hard time detaching from that, because they love the person, they have history with the person, they want to make things work. But here's the thing, do they want to make things work? That's something to ask yourself when you're dealing with somebody that pretty much is toxic. Do they want to make it work? Do they want to fix it? What efforts are they putting in to change the outcome? What are they doing about it? Because it's their life. But see, when you come together in a relationship, their life affects your life affects theirs. So if there's one party that's extremely toxic, it's going to rub off to the other party, and it's almost like that bad one, the bad apple, is going to ruin the whole batch. It's going to bring that type of karmic energy to you because you're attached to it. Right, Empress. You're attached to it. So whatever karma they've got going on, because they're attached to you, you're going to be receiving the back end of it, because you and this person are connected. You're going to be the one that suffers in the long run. You're up crying, not sure where things are headed, not sure if this person loves you, because this person is in this particular negative, toxic energy. It's push and pull. This person can go days and weeks without talking to you when they don't feel like it. But when they want something, they're calling you up. Hey, baby. Good morning, love. How are you? See the difference? That's why you have to be able to identify patterns of behavior and say, is this something I really want to attach myself to? And what is this person doing about it? What are they doing about it? Because it's one thing to forgive someone. That's one thing. But what are they doing to change the pattern of behavior? An apology is pointless without changed behavior. It's completely pointless. You're just wasting air. I'm sorry. We know. We see it. What are you doing about it? That's the thing. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope that helped somebody. But there's a lot of young women, especially the young and naive ones, that don't pay attention to the toxic behavior. Well, he said that, he only wants me to do this and he doesn't want me to go to school there. He wants me to be over here and he doesn't want me being around my friends. Toxic. He only comes around on the weekend. He only calls me late at night because he's just so busy. No, those are lies, sweetheart. Hey, queen. You got to be able to see read between the lines. If he's only calling you between 10 p.m. and 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, he's only after one thing, sweetheart. He only sees you on the weekend. Let's start putting 2 and 2 together. Let's start paying attention to what someone's showing us. No, you're fine, Dragon Empress. A lot of times women excuse the dumbest behavior. Well, he's acting like that because he's tired. Okay, so does it make it right for him to speak to you with such disrespect? Are you gonna keep saying that just like a toddler? Oh, well, he's falling out in the floor in the middle of the store because he's tired. He's getting a spanking. He's getting a spanking because he's deliberately acting the fool and he knows it. Exactly, Empress. Exactly. If you wouldn't let your toddler do it, don't let your grown man do it. Or grown woman, however the shoe fits. Don't let them do it. Talking to you crazy. Throwing tantrums, because adults do throw tantrums. This is what I'm telling you, toxic behavior. They don't like something you said, they walk out of the door, slamming doors. Slamming doors. Slamming doors. Take all your shit with you. If you're going to come in here slamming doors, take all your shit with you and leave. Be gone today, ASAP. Don't come in here in my house with the disrespect. If you can't sit down and talk to me like an adult, then we don't need to be together at all. If you can't talk to me like an adult on the phone, get off of my line. Don't call me. Don't call me when you need something because I'm pretty sure you're going to need something, right? You just have to set boundaries and not allow people to treat you in those disrespectful ways. And once you've shown me your behavior, I'm not backtracking. I'm not going to keep going back, well, it is my cousin. No. Once you've shown me who you are, I'm not going backwards. I wish you well. Good luck. Maybe next lifetime. It won't be here. It won't be today. I will send you love from a distance. Goodbye. That's why I say it applies to any situation because it can be family members. They can be toxic too. Something doesn't go their way, they won't call you for months at a time. Months at a time. They don't like something you've said. Instead of being an adult and saying, hey, you know what? I don't agree with you, sis. But you know what? I love you. If that's what you choose to do, that's up to you. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to be mature. You have to be willing to respect somebody else's opinion. That is okay. That is perfectly fine for that person to do something different than what you want to do. That is okay. But when you're immature and you have a lot of toxicity, you only want to do things your way, and anything outside of that is a problem. Yes. So proud of y'all for letting it go. Because you have to. It's draining, like Valerie said. It's draining, especially when your vibration is higher and you're more positive and you're more goal-oriented, or you're a go-getter type of person. I find people with these types of personalities, we don't mesh well with people who are always down, who are always complaining, who always got problems going on. Bye. They really do. They really do, and you are so right. Toxic people steal your time. They are thieves. Do you hear me? They are thieves. Thieves of time, thieves of energy, thieves of good memories. I swear. Because your life becomes their life. Your life revolves around, oh, well, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't want to talk to her. Have you ever worked in a facility where people are literally afraid to approach the manager or the boss because they're like, oh, he's an ass or she's a bitch. So we don't want to go and say anything to them. But they run the company. No one wants to say anything to this person because they're miserable. They're hellions all day long, throwing stuff across the counter, slamming their office door. It's just ridiculous. And so everybody they tiptoe around this toxic person because nobody has put this toxic person in their place. No one has said, okay, what is the problem? I show up to my job every day. I do what's expected of me. Why is it that every time you come in here, you find something to complain about? What is the issue? Instead of addressing the issue, everybody, oh, well, I'm not going to go and ask him for this. I don't want to bother him. No, bother him. It's his business. Bother her. She's the manager. That's what she's there for. Well, I need the keys, but I don't want to go ask her for the keys because I'm scared that she might get upset. Okay, so she can get upset. You should never have to. That's what I'm talking about. Toxic environments, toxic people. Like, you shouldn't have to be afraid to do your job or to ask for what you need to do your job because your boss or your coworker is complete hell on wheels. And everybody caters to this one coworker. Well, we don't want her to be uncomfortable. We're all uncomfortable. Exactly, Casey. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Toxic people are in all types of positions. It doesn't even matter. From work to family to partners. But if everybody tiptoes around the behavior and they cater to this toxic individual, the toxic individual is getting a green light to keep being toxic. No one has addressed this person. And people are afraid. Don't be afraid to, like Casey said, to stand up for what you know is right. If you know that there's a person, whatever it is, at your job or wherever it is, that's doing something that's toxic, immoral, inconsiderate, say what needs to be said. Don't hold your tongue. Because if you hold your tongue, you're no better than the toxic person because you're just allowing it to go on. You're not saying anything. And remember, closed mouths don't get fed. There's been people who have worked for companies for years and they've been they love their job, like they love what they do, but they don't like the environment. They don't like the environment because it's full of toxic people. And no one wants to address the toxic people. So what do? They tiptoe around them. Well, we'll just keep her over there in that department. She's been there for 15 years. She can leave today. That's exactly my point, Valerie. Right, Casey? Us air signs, we usually can't. I literally experienced this recently. I was just about to say something to someone that she's very moody, somebody that I work around, she's very moody, and I was about to say something to her about it, like, what's the issue? What is the issue? Like, you're not my mother, so don't start today. People have to be told about themselves. Don't be afraid to put people in their place. People have to be told about themselves. If I'm hurting you, then you need to tell me, Jackie, stop it. So I can be like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I need to check myself. I need to do differently. I don't want you tiptoeing around me. Because I need to know. I need to know if I'm wrong, and I need to fix it to make it right. Right, Empress. And that's because a lot of people turn a blind eye. A lot of people don't say anything. A lot of people don't speak up. A lot of people don't stand up for themselves. You have the right. People don't stand up for their own rights. You have the right to work in an environment that is not draining you. That's not draining you. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, you have the right to want to work in a peaceful environment where everybody can work together to accomplish a desired outcome without all the petty arguing and the gossip and the lies and the backbiting, the bickering back and forth. Well, she said she was going to do it. Well, it didn't get done because Sandy said she was going to do it, but Krista said she would do it, but it didn't get done because, well, John wasn't here today. So everybody's shifting blame. Everybody's shifting blame instead of somebody's taking responsibility and saying, you know what, it should have gotten done. It's my fault. I will fix it. Yes. So any relationship, personal, professional, where you are feeling drained constantly is a toxic relationship. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you are drained. You are wiped out. Free yourself. Let them go. Wish them well. And if you can't let them go, like if it's a job, go get another one. Go get another one. People laugh when I say this because I'm an air sign. So it's very easy for me to just, it's easy for me to just, okay, bye. Goodbye, get off my line, block, delete, goodbye. But other people don't have that ability to detach like that. Some people struggle with letting go of toxic situations, and some people are a magnet for toxic situations. People who are magnets for toxicity have to work double time to say enough is enough. These are my boundaries. You cross them, you're out. Out of here. It's like the 3 strikes, you're out in baseball. We're not going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again. We're not this tangled web that we weave. Because toxic people usually are in denial. They don't think they're toxic at all. They think that they're wonderful. They're like everybody else is the problem. These people are idiots. I don't know what's wrong with them. It reminds me of, for those of you guys who have Netflix, right? There's this show. It's called Evil, and so it's a group. It's a group of people. They're trying to prove that demonic possession is a real thing. You have a psychiatrist, you have a priest, and I forgot what the other person is. So there's this guy, there's this boss of a company. He acts the fool all the time. He acts the fool. He throws papers. He cusses people out. He slams doors. He'll shut off the light while you're in the middle of doing something. He's just an ass. And so one of the coworkers was like, I think he might be possessed. She was like, I think he has a demon. And they were like, listen, he's probably just a jerk. Could it just be that he's just a jerk? And she's like, no, I think he's possessed. And so my point is, people who function in a lower vibrational energy usually do open themselves up to darker entities because of the fact that they function at such a low level. Hateful, spiteful, arrogant, that type of energy. Don't want to hear what you have to say. Get out of my face. Like that type of personality is dangerous. It's very dangerous because, again, like I'm saying, when you're around that person, you suffer the repercussions of their behavior. Whatever they destroy in their path, whoever they hurt, like it's a mess. It's a mess. So identifying toxicity in relationships, any relationship, personal or professional, is important. It's very important. It's important for not only your sanity, but your safety. Like I said, toxic people don't see anything wrong with their behavior. As a matter of fact, they do a lot of blame shifting, and they'll be like, well, you made me do it. He threw something at you and it hit you in the face. Well, if you hadn't said this, I wouldn't have gotten angry. But you chose to throw it. You chose to throw this and hurt me physically. You see what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? How dare you blame me for a stupid decision that you did? You're good, M Love. But that's what toxic people do. They blame you for whatever's going on. They blame you. Hang on, y'all.